The Gatling gun was more revolutionary than us as Americans instituting democracy. Seriously, the Gatling gun changed the world. Not immediately, but its influence can be seen. The guy who created this magnificent gun was Richard Jordan Gatling, a physician who sold all types of stuff to the Union. But it's interesting because he was part of a group called the All-American Knights, who were secretly Southern conspirators trying to plot in the North. First used in the Battle of Petersburg, not St. Petersburg, this thing mowed down Confederates one by one, World War I style. This is also an early example of trench warfare in a battle. This gun had some success after the Civil War, but not much, especially not much in the 20th century. One thing it's revolutionary for is its 8-barrel solution. Basically, you would shoot the first bullet, the barrel would get hot, then it'd go down to the 7 others, then it would go back to the first barrel, which would be cool again. It was also hand cranked. The First Battle of Bull Run was the first major battle fought in Virginia throughout the entire Civil War. The United Union Army under Brigadier General Ivan McDowell marched from Washington against the Confederate Army, which was drawn up behind Bull Run, beyond Centralville. The ferocity of the fighting and the number of casualties of the First Battle of Bull Run were a wake-up call to both sides. The Union suffered 480 killed, 1,000 wounded, and 1,200 missing. The South had about 890 killed and 1,006 wounded. At the time, this would have been considered a major battle. The telegraph was an amazing new technology used in the Civil War. It was almost a precursor to the phone. In a gist, Abe Lincoln could basically communicate with all of his commanders, like Ulysses S. Grant, George B. McClellan, Sherman, or any of his other commanders. By the end of the war, the telegraph lines were about 4,000 miles strong, recruiting about 200 guys for it. First made by the Confederates, it's the revolutionary naval war machine of the Civil War, the submarine. This thing was like the Swiss Army knife of the sea. It even made the Bolsheviks jealous with how revolutionary it was, and it actually made the North switch to using ironclads. But even these Yankee ironclads weren't safe from our deadly submarines with their torpedoes and ramming abilities. One actually interesting thing is that the Union used their submarines as like an early version of the Envoy system, which is what we use in the military or Navy to protect from submarines. But these crafts were fragile. Sometimes little holes would just open up and water would just sift through them, basically drowning the entire crew.